Hey friends, hey, it's Stacey. Wanted to come to you today and talk a little bit about the news. As we've seen on the news every day, if we are tuning in, it looks like we are getting prepared for empty shelves. Do you know what to have on hand? If not, let's talk about it.
You got desires. I know. You got desires. I know.
Hey friends, hey, if we have been watching the news, then we kind of see what direction we're going into with our current administration. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you have lived under a rock, let me inform you. It has been predicted that we will have empty shelves coming up very soon due to the current state of our economy, due to the imposed tariffs by the current leader of the free world. Yeah, that guy that put these tariffs out. We know that ports are not getting things the same manner. And so the prediction is we'll have empty shelves very, very soon. We don't look for that to be this month, but next month, we could be in a position where the shelves are empty. And are we prepared for that? I know during COVID, a lot of us lived through that, and there were things that were missing. Like it led to panic buying. And if anybody remembers the toilet tissue debacle, how many of us were out there buying toilet tissue and hoarding toilet tissue? I don't know why toilet tissue was a thing, but hey, it happened. We also saw hoarding of soap. I didn't understand. I thought everybody kept soap in their house, but it seemed like hand soap was gone. Whatever. We know that this is on the horizon for us coming up very, very soon. It's been predicted. So, how are we being prepared? I know for me, we think about food. We think about food. We don't want to go hungry. A lot of us are starting to garden, growing our own veggies, and having some staples on hand. But what are the things outside of food that really could impact us? So I wanted to put a list together of things that we want to start buying and stockpiling. At this point, we don't want to go overboard because we want everybody to be able to get those things. But let's think about some things and just jot this down for your memory, especially for things that work for your household. Number one, prescription medication. If we can get 90-day supplies on our medication, let's try and do that, okay? We know that manufacturers are overseas. That means some of the medications won't be coming in. Make sure that you have your medication on hand. If you are doing monthly, see if your doctor can call in and just see if we can get a 90-day supply of medications and try and get those. So you'll have a stockpile of medications, especially things that you need. We all know that people survive on medications. So let's make sure you want to have those on hand. We also want to think about over-the-counter drugs. During COVID, people were running out, and I can say myself, Tylenol. It was hard to find Tylenol during COVID because people wanted to have a stockpile in case they came down with COVID. Think about everyday medications that we utilize, cold medicine, just those things to be prepared that you have in the pantry in case you get sick during this time. Do we have our vitamins? Do we have those things that help us be productive in our daily lives? And if something happens, that we can just reach in our cabinets and we can have access to. On top of that, let's think about first aid supplies. Just because things aren't coming in doesn't mean you might not cut your finger, you might not need alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, those type of things. So those are things that we want to think about having in our cabinet. I know we probably have first aid kits, but let's make sure that we are stockpiled with those things. Let's have some on hand, because if you can't go to the stores and just like we normally do, freely walk to the shelves and grab Band-Aids, you want to be able to have those in your house. I also thought about medical devices. There are a lot of people that I know. I am someone that has PCOS, and a lot of my family is diabetic, and they have the monitors. Let's make sure we have those. And a lot of those, some of those run on batteries, are meters for finger pricks, strips, just those type of devices. We want to make sure that we have those. We also want to think about batteries. We don't think about batteries as something that we need all the time. Batteries are universal. They're used for everything, for medical devices. They are used for our remotes. If we're going to be, in the house, I foresee it being similar to COVID if we don't have the things that we can get at the stores. So you want to think about, do I have batteries in the house that run a lot of my electronics? We know that, hey, we use batteries for different things. Make sure we have chargers. It's just the things that we're so used to going out and picking up. Now we need to be thinking about, what do I have on hand? On top of that, coffee. We've seen coffee prices increase over the last year, and it's been due to global warming. It's been harder to get coffee. So if we want coffee, that's probably going to be a scarcity. Make sure we get our hands on some coffee. If that is something that you have to have every day, you can freeze some of it. You can find creative ways to vacuum seal coffee beans to keep them fresh. Also, spices, things such as turmeric that we use for cooking, pepper, those things are going to be hard to come by. So think about that. I know during COVID, there were a lot of us, we were cooking all the time. I know for me, like all the baking supplies and things that I went through because we were stuck in the house. And so what did we do? We cooked. That was to pass the time. So let's think about spices that we have on hand. What do we need to function? If you have pets, pet medication, that's going to be something that's harder to come in as well. So do you have pet medication? Make sure you get some on hand. If you have children, baby formula. We want to make sure that we're able to keep up with feeding our families. So baby formula is one of those things that we want to have. Rice. Rice is a staple good. It's not going to go bad. So while we're growing vegetables, if there is a scarcity of food, we know that we can have rice on hand. We will not go hungry. Rice, beans. I'm going to add beans there too. We can survive on those things. A lot of people are doing a lot of vegetable, growing their foods and those things to make sure that they are prepared. But let's also think about canning supplies. People will be canning things to make sure that the things that they have, they can preserve them. We are living in an uncertain time, and if anybody else is like me, it's constant anxiety. We don't know exactly what we're going to have, what we won't have. Every time we turn on the news cycle, there's something new. So we're living in a very unpredictable time. These are things that can help take the anxiety off. If anybody else is like me, I am anxious seeing the news. It is just a whole different level of anxiety that I'm encountering that I didn't think I could. I feel worn out. So now that we know that there are going to be emptier shelves, I wanted to put together this list so everybody would think about what they need. Let's utilize this list. Get prepared for this. It's better to be ahead of the game than stuck behind the 8 ball. So hopefully this will help. In addition, protect your mental health. I don't know how many other ways I can say that. Protect your mental health. If you need to tune out of the news, do what you need to do. If that's going to keep your spirits light, please turn it off. Please turn it off. We are early on. We're not even 6 months in, and this is what's going on. So please do what you have to do to protect yourself. But in the spirit of preparedness, I wanted to provide a list of things that we could have on hand. If there are other things that you think need to be added to the list, put it in the comments. Let's share this with each other. This is kind of lighthearted, but just an FYI of things to get ready for future. Not normally the kind of video I put out, but I wanted to put this one out so we're all on the same page and we are getting ready for what could happen. So if you aren't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. If you like this content, like it. If you want to leave a comment, hey, leave it. Also, let me know what you feel you need to have in your staples. This is just my list of staples that we should have on hand, but feel free to add to it and we can just have a growing list to share with the community. All right. Bye.